Antonio here, and this is Antonio with Tech. I was wrong about the future of cloud gaming. I have done a few videos talking about Stadia, Luna, and xCloud, but in today's video, I'll discuss how with the new update and the rollout of xCloud for the web on PC and iOS devices is the future of cloud gaming. I have been a Stadia user since its inception, and for a while I believed Stadia was going to be the ultimate cloud gaming platform. However, with Xbox and Microsoft announcing in June that xCloud is now powered by a custom Xbox Series X hardware, a major upgrade from the Xbox One S consoles from September 2020, I believe that xCloud is the new cloud gaming service of the future. So what does the xCloud upgrade means? Using a custom Xbox Series X consoles has faster load times, less latency, high resolution, up to 1080p streaming. That of course if you have a fast enough ISP and megabytes to handle that. Compared to when I last talked about xCloud, the load times on the web are much more faster than on your phone, which is to be expected, and I would hope so as well too. That is also especially if you have a wired connection, which I am using for the purposes of this video and for testing the new upgrade for xCloud. Along with the upgrade in hardware, Xbox announced an expansion to iOS and PC, of course via the web for anyone in 22 countries with Xbox Ultimate Game Pass. Anyone who has access to the service can play some of the biggest games on Xbox, including next-gen Xbox Series X games, right inside of a browser across phones, tablets, laptops, PC, all of that just for $15 a month. No $500 console required, which nowadays finding a console or graphics card is harder than finding diversity in media. Just saying. All these upgrades sound great, but does it actually stand the test, and how does it perform with, let's say, not the fastest internet connection and maybe only using Wi-Fi on your computer? Does it actually stream at full 1080p or does it not? So putting it to the test, since I primarily have a wired connection on my computers, I'll be testing xCloud with a wired connection, also because my PC doesn't have a Wi-Fi card, so that would be the only option for me to use from the browser on this PC that I have. So with the wired connection, overall when testing xCloud playing Forza 7 and Dead by Daylight, the gameplay was smooth with little to no issues on lag or glitching. Most frames remain consistent, at least to my eyes. Also, aside from being a wired internet connection, I decided to use the controller through USB to eliminate any further input delays or lag directly from the controller. You're probably wondering why test Forza 7 in Dead by Daylight. There are a few reasons. Forza 7 is a graphic intensive game, while DVD requires almost no input delay, otherwise skill checks will become nearly too impossible and a nightmare. So that's why I decided to test these two. One is a graphic intensive game, and the other one, DVD, requires you to have barely any input delay. So playing Forza 7 on my browser, as you can see on this recording, the graphics on Forza 7 look magnificent. The loading and overall visual experience is excellent. I really didn't find many issues. At times the input delay was a bit off, but that's to be expected. I mean, you're playing from the cloud. That will be something I think as the years and more feedback comes in, they'll be able to improve that, of course. However, we must remember that this game is a Microsoft exclusive, which means that there's a lot of optimization that probably went behind doors to make sure that these issues won't happen like it does sometimes with other games that are third party, let's say. But as I said, no issues with the game itself, although I could use some driving lessons in Forza. Dear God, can I not drive? What is this? But moving on. Then with Dead by Daylight, my first impression was that it was running better on the browser with xCloud than it does at times on Stadia. Once I started a match on DVD, I noticed a big issue, which doesn't happen as much when I'm playing on a wired connection on Stadia, which is input delay. As you can see here, anytime I tried to hit a skill check, it would take almost an entire second to send the input, which will result in missing a skill check. This does not happen to me very often when I'm playing directly from my PC or playing directly from Stadia. Other than the input delay, the game runs with little to no issues related to gameplay, let's say glitches or drop frames. There's none of that. So that's great in that area. So on a previous video, I did test xCloud on mobile device, so I'm going to be revisiting xCloud on mobile device now with any updates and see how it performs on my Android device on the Google Pixel. So we'll kind of visit what are the things that have improved, maybe what are the areas where it still struggles to deliver, and how it all works nowadays. Of course, since I tested Forza 7 and Dead by Daylight on the web browser, I decided that I would do the same thing, and it would be the most fair to do the same thing when testing it on the mobile device. While testing Forza 7, I didn't see many issues on the mobile device. The response, input, and visual freezes or lagging were not present, and it ran pretty smoothly, to be honest. There's nothing else to say there. It ran as it was supposed to run. Honestly, it even ran a little better than maybe sometimes in the browser itself. So that's something kind of impressive in terms of the input. Dead by Daylight, on the other hand, had a few issues like skipping frames, lagging, input delay, and visual freezes. While it is by no means the worst experience on a mobile device, it definitely needs some improvement. So what are some issues that I found and where it can improve? Most of the issues that prevent an excellent experience come down to input delay, especially in games that require precise input. And this, of course, is a problem across cloud gaming services. Even Stadia or Luna have these issues. I think Luna has figured it out a little bit better when it comes to mobile devices. It's still a problem when it comes to their app on PC or even macOS. Stadia, of course, has fixed most of these issues if you have a super strong internet connection and you play on certain devices, which means probably the Chromecast Ultra or directly from your browser. So Stadia has figured that out, and I do think that xCloud will too. Definitely has come a long way since the first time I played xCloud. Huge improvement when it comes to that. Conclusion, I would say if Microsoft/Xbox manages to improve the input delay significantly, they will be the future of cloud gaming. Why? Because they have the exclusive titles, the library of games, and the expertise in gaming, plus the aggressive expansion to more devices. That is something that a lot of other platforms have not been able to do, and if they have, I mean, we have Luna, which did do that, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of gaming, Xbox has a lot of exclusive and a lot of power when it comes to games and expertise that will allow them to become the future of cloud gaming if they play it right and if they continue to improve as they have improved from last year. So I am very excited for what xCloud has to offer and how they will improve in the next couple of years. And if you're ready to check it out, it's worth checking out and testing xCloud for yourself, and the Game Pass Ultimate subscription too. It's magnificent. Alright, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and hit the notification bell to get notified every single time I post. And I'll catch you all the next time. Bye bye.